I think what you just said is exactly right.
Yeah.
Most people want to
Can I get that on recording? I was exactly right.
Yes.
This is on recording, actually. Yeah,
There you go. You can re-listen to this
I'm
one.
going to clip that one out and
Yes.
put it on my screen. So it'll be my ringtone.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Morning, my love.
Morning, hubby. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You look beautiful today.
Thank you. I got a lot of errands to run, and we got tennis again today.
Tennis.
I gotta go do some stuff for real estate today. It's a moving and grooving day.
You know, I had a quiet game of tennis yesterday. There was no racket.
Oh no, we're back to dad jokes. I thought we had moved on. We hadn't heard them in
Trying to
weeks.
find the right button. There it is.
Yeah, it's been so long. You forgot what button, huh?
Hey, by the way, why do crabs never volunteer for anything?
I don't know.
Because they're shellfish. You missed my jokes and you know it.
I thought we moved past them. I was wrong. I was wrong.
All right, let's talk about little things that become big problems. You know, one thing we've realized is that most families, they don't fall apart because of some big major thing. It's usually 100 small things that don't get corrected, right? And so, you know, if you're listening to this, if your home feels a little bit off, it's probably not some kind of like a really big issue. Because sometimes I think you can have a tendency to want to hone in on this. If I fix this one big thing, it's really probably more a whole bunch of small things that you've been ignoring, you know? And so the problem in most homes, it isn't what most people think it is. It's more what they tolerate.
True.
Right? Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
And so what are some examples of some of this?
Gosh, in our house, most times, like you said, it's the little things. I ask the kids to take care of the laundry downstairs, and it's, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning when I ask them, and I go back down to see how the laundry room looks at 5, and, not cleaned up at all. It's worse, and the ceiling to floor laundry has appeared, and so it's those little things like, oh, I was going to get to it later, Mom. Well, then it stacks up. Or for us, we like to leave our kitchen nice and clean at the end of the night so we can open the the next day with it cleaned up. And we ask the kids to clean up counters and kind of clean up from dinner and all that kind of stuff. And, when I wake up first in the morning, which I'm the earliest riser in our house, and it didn't get done, it's like, hey guys, what happened here? I asked the counters to get clean. Oh yeah, I meant to do that. I forgot. Okay. So it's those little things that keep happening. Or I know your example sometimes could be even you ask the kids to clean up the garage, because you play sim out there and ping pong and all that stuff. And
the garage is like a rec room.
Correct.
So,
And so if you'll ask them to clean it up, and then you want to go out and enjoy it cleaned up, maybe after, and it's far from cleaned up. Those are a couple examples at our house.
It seems like if you give a little bit of leeway,
yeah,
and a little bit starts not getting addressed, and then it turns into a little bit more, and then before you know it, the entire ping pong table is covered in random stuff. There's socks in the garage or something, right? Somewhere in the middle of the
And the worst part is they don't see it.
No.
They don't. They walk by it every day.
No.
And they don't see their socks or their sweatshirts.
No.
Or their.
No.
That's all you have to say is no.
Yeah. And so, if you're dealing with this out there, the thing is, you just got to realize that I think all kids tend to push with this a little bit.
Push it.
But it's our job as parents to not let this stuff just keep lingering, because what happens is, whether it's kids ignoring instructions for the first or second or fifth time, or it could be even things like, in our family and probably in other families too, but when people will talk over each other. Right?
That's true.
I mean, we'll be sitting there, and how many times does somebody start to tell their story of something they're excited about, and the other person's like, did you know what happened with me? Did you have me? And we have to be like, you have to wait until this person's done.
Well, and what's interesting is our youngest, who's 7, will be like, Mom, did you hear? Abby was talking first and Drews just interrupted.
She's a rule follower.
And you and I both, everyone stops and listens to her, though.
I know. They all do. Thanks, Hunter, for helping us.
We literally go, thank you, Hunter.
Carry
Like
an authoritative voice here. Because she's right. And
she's
everybody knows
totally
it.
right. And then someone will be like, I'm sorry, but I just want to tell you. And we're like, stop.
Yeah.
We just heard. Like,
Yeah, or the I'll do it later thing becoming
Yes.
normal. Or
Yes.
another one is even the tone, even towards us or towards each other, could get a little bit disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't address it, it gets a
Yes.
little bit more disrespectful. And before you know it, kids are rolling their eyes at each other and they're learning these habits that are not how we want our kids to act.
Correct.
And so the biggest thing with all of this is that it's really important that we address these, because whatever you tolerate becomes your culture.
truth.
It's not what you say. It's not what you post. It's what you allow daily, right? And so, for us, like for instance, we just talked about some examples. The reality is when these things start happening, we have to nip it, right? Like we have to take care of it. We have to go address it. I mean, like you just reminded me, I got to go get those kids to clean the garage today. It's going to take them 10 minutes to do it,
Sure.
but they got to do it because I don't want it building up. We need to stay on it about the laundry. We don't just like get frustrated and stomp off or just, get really upset or start yelling at kids and things like that. It's like, no, we're just on them.
I think that's the key to the whole thing. What you said is maybe in the past when we weren't, discussing all this stuff ahead of time, either one of us might kind of start yelling about something. Like if they didn't clean up the garage, it'd be like, we'd walk into the house and be like, I've asked you guys so many times, or I'd see the laundry and I'd be like, what is happening today? And we get loud instead of, again, nipping it early enough so we don't have those kind of loud moments that neither one of us want to have in our life.
Yeah. So the biggest advice you give to parents out there, when it comes to this, we have all these different scenarios. How do you keep yourself emotionally tough when this stuff is pretty consistent? I feel like we have a culture of very high standards, and I feel like we are promoting it. I mean, often through
Yes.
our family team meetings. I feel like but yet this stuff happens.
Sure.
So how do you keep yourself in the mental state to have this tension, this balance between allowing some level of grace, so we're not just like seeming like we are, prison wardens. with
Sure,
very strict rules.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, not letting the standard drop enough, where then it does turn into a lot of these little things that before you know it, they start spiraling, and all of a sudden your culture has gotten so far off.
I mean, I know for me personally, taking care of things earlier in the day versus in the evening is a big thing for me.
Okay.
I don't know if most people can relate, but by the end of the night, I'm maxed. I've had a long day, either momming it or entrepreneuring it or, serving, whatever the case may be. And so I have less patience, and I could end up screaming about something that I don't want to scream about. And so I tend to start earlier in the day with expectations for our kids. So for instance, if I had noticed the laundry the last couple days were not getting done, I would go down this morning before everybody woke up, evaluate it. Okay. When they wake up, have a little team meeting. Hey guys, quick. I need everybody up here real quick. They usually come to the kitchen area. I need to discuss. And I tell them, hey guys, I've asked for 3 days and the laundry is getting worse. I can't find my clothes. Dad can't find his. What's happening with this? Oh, Mom, I got busy with this. Okay. Everyone can pause and we're going to fix this right now. And I tell them the game plan. Oh, well, I need to run to this. I'm like, you're going to have to pause. I wish you had done this yesterday. You might need to be late for your, friends or whatever, because we're going to take care of our house.
Yeah.
And so I tend to do that.
It's good. So a lot of it has to do with just being proactive.
Being
'cause
proactive.
The reality is, like, from our experience, a lot of families, they don't necessarily lead their home. They react to it.
Correct.
Right. And so, when your day feels chaotic, it's probably because of being in a reaction mode instead of a leading or proactive mode.
Correct.
And the reality is, like, I think everybody listens to this podcast, their desire is to build a strong family. That's why they're studying stuff and learning from this and other resources. I mean, good for you, by the way, parents out there that are actually investing into your own knowledge and growth so you can become better. I mean, what a great example for your family.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we mention all the time, like, there has to be a life philosophy you have. One is that we're not perfect,
Yep. Yes.
and really that we are under construction,
Yes.
but our growth game is strong.
Yes.
Like that's the key. Like everybody's under construction, but is your growth game strong?
Mm-hmm.
And that's us. And so you can't build a strong family by just winging it. And I think so many parents, they get into a mode of just trying to survive the day, and that can almost become a normal rhythm. And I bet this is probably triggering, a truth in people right now.
I think what you just said is exactly right.
Yeah.
Most people want to.
Can I get that on recording? I was exactly right.
Yes.
This is on recording, actually. Yeah,
There you go. You can re-listen to this
I'm
one.
going to clip that one out and
Yes.
put it on my screensaver. It'll be my ringtone. When you call me, you are exactly right. That's my wife. Do you regret saying it now?
I don't know what I was going to talk about now.
Come
Like,
on.
I'm so confused.
No, we're talking about parents just trying to survive the day as a rhythm.
Oh, I think what I was going to say is, and just remember too, parents, like all of us, you got to make a little note for yourself every day. Like, this doesn't come natural. I mean, all of us have things happening in our lives, and our kids don't recognize everything that we are going through. They don't maybe know the financial struggles you're going through, or maybe relationship struggles you're going through, or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
and
business stuff.
Business stuff. And not that you need to explain it all to them, because I actually like kids knowing high level only issues going on, because I want them to be kids. There's plenty of time in the future for them to deal with stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But my point being, the whole thing is it's also okay for you to prepare yourself so that you really can be in a position of authority, not coming down to their level and maybe yelling, screaming, or, getting upset over something that really could just be easily communicated, put into a rhythm that makes sense for your family. The standards reiterated. You mentioned it, but that's a lot of what we even go through with our team meetings each week, is getting back on the same page. And if there was something like laundry or cleaning up or not doing your chores was like a continuous issue, we'd kind of bring it back around even at the team meeting. Hey guys, we got to talk about this. I know we have a busy week, but we don't slack on XYZ, and we address it. And I think it's so powerful. And I have an example because Ellie actually brought this to me yesterday or the day before, where I had asked her a question at the end of the night. And again, it was the end of the night. So that's just a perfect example of probably should wait till morning type thing. And then she answered, and it got kind of like chippy, and moral of the story was she knew it and I knew it. There was some tension when we went to bed. I mean, like, not a big deal, but just enough that like, that was not good.
Yeah.
And she sent me a message and said, hey mom, tomorrow morning, can we talk? I'd like to discuss this. And I said, I will be in my office at 9. Why don't you come on in at 9? So she got up, got herself ready, and came and talked to me. And she discussed what upset her, and then also wanted to know what upset me. And it stemmed from a couple things. Her not doing one thing earlier.
Yep.
And then I got upset. And so, and vice versa, I hurt her feelings too, the way I reacted to something. Again, I was being emotional.
Yeah.
Because it was the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have behaved that way. End of the night time shouldn't have been that discussion. I should have discussed it with you in the morning. And she was okay. Me too. I'm sorry. I didn't, I said, but I'm very proud of you for bringing it to me and discussing this. And that's what parents have to do, is they have to bring it to their kids and discuss, hey, this is not our standard. This is not how we're doing things. Let's fix this.
Yeah. No, it's good. So instead of trying to just survive the day and letting that become the normal rhythm, it's a matter of really, again, choosing this like proactive lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? It's not going to be perfect.
No.
You're still going to have some reaction time, but you want to minimize it. And I always I try to describe this even when I'm coaching some of our people that we coach that are high achievers, and we're teaching them strategic family success within a high pressure environment. And a lot of it is I try to teach them, if you take like there's 100% here, and you're going to have like 20% on each end over here, where this is abnormal, high stress, overreaction kind of things. This over here is like probably abnormal in a way that you did it so perfectly that it's almost like, whoa, good on me, right? But then you have like this 60% in the middle, and you got to define what that actually looks like. So because if you don't know what a normal in your house is, or a normal way to react is, or you don't have like some kind of a compass or a baseline, then how do you know if you're off or on? Right. And so it's like getting to the point where you define that middle ground. And then once you get there, now you can feel secure that we're doing
good.
what we said. And then over time, I think what happens is it expands because you live there so long. And then the outside fringes become even smaller.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you just have like a a really well-oiled machine going, you know? And so, but yeah, I mean, you know, when you're just trying to survive the day, a lot of times it can be just, you know, yelling only when things escalate, right?
Sure.
Or it can be disciplining only when you get overly frustrated. Of course, winging it can look like no clear routines, or you're constantly putting out fires. If those things are happening, it's like you'll be walking around saying everything's fine, but it's not.
No, it's not.
And then it becomes not eventually, right? And then next thing you know, everybody's yelling about something and nobody even remembers why it started.
Right. But everyone's angry and mad and hurt.
So I think just to wrap this one out, just remember, everybody, reaction mode creates chaos. Leadership creates structure.
Yep.
And so you don't need more energy. You need a system, right? You need to figure out what that 60% in the middle looks like. And so, listen, either your home's going to be led or it's going to drift. And so I don't think anybody that's listening to this wants to intentionally choose to drift, but that can be exactly where they end up. So here's the thing. If you guys want more info, you know, we have a family blueprint. You can direct message us, just type in family, and we'll get it sent out to you. So good job.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.